Alrighty, welcome everyone to what I'm trying to do is the ultimate, universally, hopefully accepted Sonic game tier list. I got this idea after I've been talking about the games with a buddy of mine. We shared ours, and ours was just vastly different. We had some games that we somehow a little bit agreed on, others not so much, and yeah, so that's why I'm trying to put my mind on reset, as if I was maybe playing the germs the games for the first time, looking at it from like different perspectives, meaning I'm trying to look at it from an outsider's point of view, from an insider's point of view. By insider I mean someone who has been with the series for a very long time, and there are also gonna be 3 criteria that I thought of. One being the gameplay, one being the music, 2 being the music, and 3 the fun I personally had with the games, which is probably gonna be, I'm probably gonna be biased to a couple of these because some of these are in my top 5 Sonic games. But we're going after the release date, well after the order of release, and we are gonna work our way up. So let's start with the game that started it all, Sonic the Hedgehog. How has the game aged? I would say okay-ish. Sonic 2 and Sonic 3 especially improved on what the foundation, what Sonic 1's foundation was. Like 2 invented the spin dash for even more faster movement, and 3 included all the shields and everything. Does it hold up to today's standard? I would say yes, but at the same time it's also showing its age. With that said, gameplay, it is a bit clunky, not gonna lie. If I'm looking at like Mania's Green Hill Zone and Sonic 1's Green Hill Zone, they are both vastly different in how they control, and I have to say I prefer how Mania controls. Not only that, but the drop dash is like one of my favorite abilities, even though I'm not personally a big classic fan. Music wise, it's good. It has like Green Hill Zone, Marble Zone, Starlight Zone, Labyrinth Zone, Scrap Brain Zone, which are all very memorable. So I can't really be too harsh with it. I would say it is I had a lot of fun with the game. Well, as much fun as you can have with an old, almost 31-year-old game. I'm not gonna be too harsh and gonna put it in C or D. I think I'm gonna put it in B for now. I might rearrange them later on, but I think that's fine. So, next, we do have Sonic CD. Where's Sonic CD? There's Sonic CD. Well, you can't see the mouse cursor, but it's at the bottom. Sonic CD is actually a game I only recently played through. I've seen some gameplay videos and everything of it. But I never really experienced it until like 3 years ago, where I really sat down and played through it. With that being said, gameplay, we do have the spin dash, if I remember this correctly. It's actually been a while. At least the Steam version lets you also play as Tails. I like the whole time traveling mechanic with like past, present, future. Were those time emeralds or something like that? I don't remember all too much about DD. I just know that it introduced one of the nemesis for Sonic, that being Metal Sonic. But yes. Speaking of gameplay, it's fun. It's maybe a bit floaty at times. Maybe that's just my mind playing tricks on me. I have no idea how it actually played on the Sega CD add-on. I just know how it feels or played on the Steam version. Music is a big issue with Sonic CD because you on the one hand you have the Japanese / PAL version soundtrack, which is what I experienced or what I mostly know. And then we have the different side with the US soundtrack that, don't take this wrong, but since I'm used to the PAL soundtrack, the US soundtrack does not sound as good. There are some songs that sound a lot better on the US soundtrack, and some that just sound so much better on PAL. Some being the first level, I can't remember the name right now. Stardust Speedway, and yeah. So how much fun did I have with the game? I remember it being a bit frustrating at the end, or towards the end, because the final boss was was not that fun. So where am I gonna put Sonic CD? Sonic CD was supposed to be Sonic 2. And I don't know, it is better than Sonic 1, but not by much, so I would put Sonic CD in front of Sonic 1 in B. But anything else, A would be too high and C and D would just be too low. I get it, C and D. Okay. Well, let's move on with Sonic 2. So Sonic 2 was actually one of the first Sonic games I ever played at a friend's house. Or was it 3? It was 2 or 3. I don't really remember. It's been a long time. Well, Sonic 2 was a big improvement at that time. Well, they had to stay in competition with Nintendo, so improving was obvious. I mean, at that time at that point in time, Super Mario World was already out, so Sega had to do like something. Well, even in 1991, Mario World was already out in Japan. So yeah. Gameplay wise, how does it control? Good. The only thing I don't like about it are the special stages. They can go screw themselves. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of the Sonic 2 special stages. They suck. I mean, a lot of later games try to build upon those special stages, especially Sonic 4 Episode 2, but we're coming to that game. That being said, music is a lot better. We have the likes of Emerald Hill, Hilltop Zone, Chemical Plant. Sonic 2 has a lot of memorable themes. Not just music-wise, but also like level-wise. We have Aquatic Ruins, which is vastly different and also better than Labyrinth Zone. And we also have our first appearance of the Death Egg robot, so that is something. Gameplay wise, we have Spin Dash, we have Tails, the new sidekick. Am I forgetting something? Oh, we also have the first appearance of the 7th Chaos Emerald and Supersonic. That's also something. Music-wise, I can't really say anything bad about the music. The music is really good. I mean, Emerald Hill, Chemical Plant, we have Mr. Caves, Hilltop Zone, like the Death Egg robot theme is good, the boss theme is amazing. Can't really say anything bad. Yeah. Would I put it in S though? That is my question. I'm gonna say no. While it improved upon what Sonic 1 and CD did, I don't think it deserves to be S. I'm gonna put it in A. It is better than one in CD. But well, yeah, you know. Alrighty. Next up we don't have Sonic 3 separate, so we just have 3 and Knuckles. So, a lot of people know about Michael Jackson's involvement in with the music in the game, and how the game was too big to fit on one cartridge, so they had to split it apart with an add-on, so you can play Sonic 3's and then Sonic 3 and Knuckles. How does Sonic feel? How does he control? I think he controls the best in this game. Not only that, he has this I don't know what it's called. It's like when you jump and you press the button again, you have like this one shield that can actually deflect things. Well, occasionally. Other than that, music is amazing. So many memorable themes. We have the Angel Island theme. We have Hydrocity zone. We have the Big Arms theme. We have actually the first appearance of the gold theme that has persisted until today. Then we have the Doomsday Zone, which is also really, really good. Can't really say that much, really too much bad stuff about Sonic 3. It is almost perfect, I would say. It is almost perfect. I mean, every game has its flaws. It's not like any game is without them. Objectively, I would have to say that it is the best of the 2D Sonic games, well, of the classic games. I struggled a bit at the end, because this is also the first and last appearance of the Super Emeralds, which let you allow to become hypersonic. And it was fun. It was really fun. I'm gonna put 3 Knuckles into S, because yeah, that just makes sense. It released, it improved slightly, it improved a lot, and it improved a lot more. Which done. That's it. Okay, so now we're moving on to the Master System / Game Gear titles. Where is Sonic 1? There it is. I played the game the first time 3 years ago. Yeah, there was a lot of first times. 3 years ago, when I did my marathon. I don't remember too much about these games. I just know that they were... Alright, sorry about that. Gotta for the interruption. What I wanted to say is I don't really remember all too much about these games. I just know that there were some... Well, yeah, let's just say how it is. The controls were not that good. I've played Game Boy games that controlled better. The jumping was really floaty. I guess the design was okay for what it was. Music-wise, I don't really remember that much. Well, I remember the first level, Green Hill Zone, and was it Green Hill Zone? I don't really remember. Then we had like, I think, Ridge Zone or something, and there was like this one Jungle Zone. The fun I had with the game, I mean, it wasn't on the level of bad that Donkey Kong Land has, the first one. I'm gonna give it the... Yeah, there are worse games out there. So I am gonna... I'm gonna put it in C. I'm gonna be generous and put it in C. There was some enjoying things in the game, but overall it was just okay. Next, we have Sonic 2. Sonic 2 is mostly the same, if I remember that correctly. Don't think it even had the spin dash. I think that was Sonic Chaos or Triple Trouble that introduced the spin dash. Music-wise, it was a lot better. Because it was in development at the same time as Sonic 2, which was supposed to be CD. That is why there is one theme, the You Can Do Anything, and the Green Hills theme from the Game Gear Master System Sonic 2. Share a lot of similarities. By that I mean they're almost a one-to-one recreation. Fun? I guess I enjoyed it more than the original. So I'm gonna put it above the original. Sonic Triple Trouble, or was Chaos first? I think it was Triple Trouble and then Chaos. I'm just gonna go with that. Sorry if I'm wrong on that. Sonic Triple Trouble, I think that one was the one that introduced the spin dash. And I might be wrong, but one of these two introduced the small mini Sonic boss. I don't remember its name. Gameplay wise, I think they both were better than 1 and 2. One of these was I might mix up both, and I'm not really sure which one. Themes, I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember any of the themes from both of them. I just know that I enjoyed both a lot, so I'm just gonna put Triple Trouble and Chaos before Sonic 1. That's it. Okay, now the other game titles. We have Sonic Drift. Sonic Drift is a mediocre racing game. It's not really good. I don't know if I don't know. I don't know. It's it certainly wasn't for me. The controls were like, you know how these old school racing games used to work on like NES, SNES, and like there's just no depth in everything and it's just so bland. I never played Drift 2 because the first one was more than enough. Yeah, more than enough. Now, Knuckles Chaotix. I don't know if that one was before or after these. I'm just gonna go by memory at this point. I never played Knuckles Chaotix, and I don't really plan to, because the game just does not look fun. So that's that, I guess. Let's see. We have some more. Tails Sky Patrol and Tails Adventure I also never played. Sonic Labyrinth. Sonic Labyrinth is like that one Kirby golf game. It controls worse even. Music is really not memorable. I'm gonna put it in D. Then we have Sonic Pocket Adventure. If I remember this correctly, it advertised during the Sonic X run, or Sonic X is on the box art, well, art from Sonic X. But this is just a somewhat reimagining of Sonic 1. While it isn't bad, it's not better than the original. It's been so long since I last played this game. I'm gonna put it in the... I simply don't remember too much about the game. Ooh, okay. Now we're coming to the more recent games. First of all, we are gonna do Sonic R. Sonic R. Slippery controls. It is fun for what it is, don't get me wrong. It is really fun for what it is. The courses are interesting. I played the game on PC with a mod that like modernizes controls. You can use controller and everything. The soundtrack is just so memorable. I mean, Can You Feel the Sunshine? Or just supersonic racing and everything. It's just... heck, it's Sonic R. But where do I put it? I mean, it's a racing game. I could make a like I guess I could make a separate oh, why did it never mind. I could make a separate thing for racing games and do all the racing games, but there's Sonic games, so where do I put it? I mean, it's not on the level of Sonic, of something like Team Sonic Racing or Sonic All-Stars Racing Transformed. That's obvious. I would say I'm gonna put Sonic R in between Sonic CD and Sonic 2. Barely good enough for A, but better than some of the other ones, obviously. Sonic Blast and Sonic 3D Blast. Both are the same games, just on different platforms. I never played Blast. I only played 3D Blast, so I can't really say anything about it, even though both are the same games. But I want to stay consistent. 3D Blast was interesting. Like, it had some interesting mechanics. If I'm thinking back, I'm just not a big fan of 3D isometric platformers. That is also a reason why most of the GBA library, yeah, I don't like these kinds of games. They're, I don't know. I mean, you really only have basic controls. Like, you have a normal jump, you can use the normal speed, speed pads and everything. Control-wise, it's okay, I guess. Music, there is like one or two themes that are memorable. One is the very first, then there's the circus one and the ice one. Don't quote me on the... Is it Diamond Dust Zone? I have no idea. Some of these are memorable. My overall enjoyment, it's just okay. It feels like a Sonic 1. It feels like Sonic 1, but in a 3D isometric universe, and you can actually get pretty lost, and trying to collect all the flickies and bring them to the goal ring is kind of annoying a little bit. I'm gonna put it in the but above these. Okay, now Sonic the Fighters. Sonic the Fighters is actually really fun. It's a really fun game. Most of the moveset from that game is used in Smash Brothers. Sega really tried different things when it came to Sonic. I mean, do you guys remember the somewhat 3D-esque Saturn game that like inspired the whole running around and looping and stuff. No, those weren't the right words. I'm trying to think of the word. God damn it. Well, be that as it is. Sonic Fighters, it controls really good. It is really challenging. The music is also really good. Some themes are stuck in my head sometimes, and I'm like, where's this from again? I'm like, oh yeah, Sonic the Fighters. Like, some of the music is really good. If you are a Sonic fan and you haven't listened to the soundtrack, give it a shot. You're not gonna be disappointed. But where am I gonna put it? I mean, it's not on the level of Sonic R. In terms of enjoyment, I would say I'm gonna put it between Sonic 1 and CD, I guess. It tried something new, but yeah, that's just that's good. I'm trying to look at some things and games. We have Sonic Spinball D. No, I'm just kidding. Sonic Spinball I'm gonna put in C. I mean, it's a pinball game. What do you expect? It's basic. I mean, it's fun. It's trying some other things. The only theme that I really remember from Spinball is Toxic Caves. I think that's what most people recognize. And it's pinball. What am I gonna? Yeah. Sega Sonic thingy I have never played, and I've never even heard of Sonic Eraser. So that's that. Now we are coming to probably one of my favorite games of all time, Sonic Adventure. Oh, I need to put away my bias, because otherwise I would put this game into S immediately. And I think it deserves it because it was the first game that put Sonic in 3D. And I think it did really, really, really well. It controlled really, really good. Sonic had really, really, really amazing speed. You had big open worlds to explore. Well, big for that time. You had Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Amy, Big, Gamma. You had 6 characters to play as. And you had a final story with Super Sonic. Chaos is one of my favorite baddies of all time. Perfect Chaos is just dope. The music of this game. Holy crap, the music. There's just... Sonic Adventure has so many good things. And I know a lot of people are gonna be really mad at me, but I'm gonna put it in S above Sonic 3 Knuckles. It just feels different, you know? Like those 3D environments, getting from act to act, well, act. I say, but you just have like one level. I mean, just you had Emerald Coast, you had Speed Highway, you had the Lost World, you had Pleasure Park, you have Red Hot Mountain. Just what else? You know, the Mystic Ruins theme. The Mystic Ruins theme is a theme that has stuck to me, or rather with me, for so long. And there's two games I like more, but this is like one of my most favorite games of all time. It's just so good. Oh boy, now I'm gonna piss off a lot of people, I know that. But I'm trying to stay as as objective as I can be. Okay. So Sonic Adventure 2. Where do I even start? It takes place after Sonic Adventure 1, obviously. The story is okay, I guess. I mean, I didn't really talk about the story in Sonic Adventure, but you have so many different stories and they all coincide at one point. Sonic Adventure 2 does this at specific points as well. I mean, the game introduced Shadow and Rouge, and it's I don't know what to say. I don't really want to sound like a madman, but one thing Sonic Adventure 2 would have really benefited from was if they would have kept the explorable hub worlds. There, I said it. I mean, okay, I get it. Sonic Adventure was ambitious, but I don't know, some of those levels in Sonic Adventure 2, they just feel so empty, bland. I don't know, music-wise, I have to say it's probably above Adventure 1. But if I'm looking at this from an outside's perspective, Sonic Adventure had 6 playable characters. 7. I forgot Big. We had 7. And Adventure 2 put Tails and Eggman into mechs. Sonic and Shadow are literally the same with slight differences. Knuckles and Rouge have these stupid treasure hunting stages. I mean, Knuckles had them in Adventure already. But you're literally playing the story twice with different levels, with different characters that mostly control the same. I just can't say it's better. If it comes to Open Your Heart versus Live and Learn, I gotta go with Open Your Heart. So I know a lot of people are gonna be mad at me, but I'm gonna put Adventure 2 below Adventure, but still above 3 and Knuckles. Ooh, I can already see the comments. Alright, Sonic Shuffle is one of the few games my cousin actually owned. It's a bad Mario Party clone. It's not that good. It tries really hard, but it's not good. There were some funny moments here and there, but guess I'm just gonna put it in the middle, but I'm gonna put it below Sonic R. That was still a lot more enjoyable. Alright, and with that, Sega ended their first party involvement within the console market and became a third-party developer. Meaning Sonic Adventure 1, 2 got re-released on GameCube and later on PC, and yeah, that's that. That is also the reason why Sonic Heroes is the first multi-platform game in the series. But before we are gonna do Heroes, there's another set of games that we have to take care of. That being the Sonic Advance series. Sonic Advance, where do I start? Sonic Advance 1... It's actually a game I don't own, but I played it lots at a friend's house. And I guess it was fun. I think I beat it in like 2 hours or something. It's not really that long. Visually, the game uses a more modern approach with a more sprite-based version of the Sonic in the Adventure series. Not the big belly Sonic anymore, but like the tall and more slim Sonic. Music-wise, Advance 1 doesn't stick out too much. I am gonna put it here. And you know what? I'm gonna put Shuffle. Yeah, I'm gonna put Shuffle into C because I don't remember any music from the game, to be honest. From these I at least remember some music, but Shuffle is like Sonic Advance 2. Sonic Advance 2 introduced one of my favorite characters in the Sonic games, that being Cream. She is the second fastest character in the game. She can fly like Tails. And when we come to Sonic Advance 3, she is just my default choice. Gameplay-wise, the game improves a lot on what Sonic Advance did, gameplay-wise and visually. Music-wise, there's some really good tracks in Sonic Advance 2. More than I can actually think of. And yeah, just some plain fun. I'm gonna put Sonic Advance 2 below. I'm gonna put it below Sonic 2. Now, Sonic Advance 3. Sonic Advance 3 builds upon the foundation that Sonic Advance 2 did and more. You can do 2 players. Well, you have 2 sets of characters you can actually choose. And depending on who you pick, you have different skills, is what I'm gonna say. Like if you use Knuckles and Amy, Knuckles has a really powerful punch, but if you use Amy and Knuckles, Amy has like this really big hammer and she just kills everything. My default choice for this game is actually Cream and Sonic, because you can fly, but if you use the team attack button, Cream can get even faster, and I think she's even the fastest at this point. The music in Sonic Advance 3 is really good. We have Route 99, we have Sunset Hill, we have the aquatic base. I'm gonna put Sonic Advance 3 above Sonic 2. I may be a bit biased because that's the only game Why does it keep shifting up? Oh well, whatever. Yeah, I just enjoyed it a lot. So next up we have... Alright, sorry for the other short interruption. Now, I think we were talking about Heroes, maybe? Maybe? We finished Sonic Advance 3? Maybe Heroes? Or are we doing the GBA games next? You know what? Let's get the GBA games out of the way first. Sonic Pinball Party. It is pinball. It has like pinball gameplay, and it has different pinball tables. Is it as good as Pokemon Pinball and Pokemon Pinball Ruby and Sapphire? No. It does have some good music though, and it has a nice remix of Open Your Heart. Yes, it has a GBA version of Open Your Heart. Where am I gonna put it? I mean, it's pinball. It is better than Spinball. Pocket Adventure. I'm gonna put it between these two, and I'm gonna switch up these two. Yeah, I think that's good. Sonic Battle, I only ever played... I never really finished Battle. All I can say is it's fun, but it is definitely not as good as Sonic the Fighters. It's not fair if I compare them to any of the 2D classic games, to be honest. But I'm gonna put it between Sonic 1 and Sonic Chaos. It has some good music, it has nice gameplay. It is not as good as Sonic the Fighters, if I'm gonna be honest. But that's that. Okay. Now we are coming to the last of the, well, Dreamcast saga games. That being Sonic Heroes. Well, I have a love and hate relationship with Sonic Heroes. I really like the game. Technically, my problem is the game is a chore to complete. If you look at games like Sonic Adventure 1 and 2, you beat the main stories and they're like short and snappy. And if you look at Heroes, you have to play through the main story 4 times. You have 4 different teams and you have to complete the game 4 times. Team Rose being the easiest, Team Sonic being normal mode, Team Dark being hard mode, and Team Chaotix just being awful. It's just not fun. The controls are not as snappy and good as they are in the previous games. I mean, they needed to do something else because of the team mechanic and everything. But Sonic Heroes is just not as good as the previous games. Sonic Heroes feels, I don't know. It feels like you're on wet tiles with soap strapped on your feet, to your feet. Like it's just so slippery. I don't know. The homing attack, it has 0 reach. You know, in other games, you look at Adventure and Adventure 2. You travel if you jump and you jump forward, you have some you travel some distance. But in Heroes it's just like it just, I don't know, maybe that's just me, but I don't like the gameplay of Heroes. It feels unpolished, and the special stages, who in their right mind made the special stages locked with a key that you lose after you get hit once, meaning you have to play this stage over and over and over again. And it doesn't help that some of the stages are super long, like 7 to 8 minutes. Some are cluttered with enemies and you just get hit once and you need to do everything all over again. It's just not fun. Does it belong in S? Definitely not. Does it belong in A? Those games are... No, it does not belong in A. I know a lot of people have very fond nostalgia towards this game. I played this game as well as when it came out and I thought it was the best game ever. Because I really liked the 3D Sonic games back then. But you know, years later and with a new and fresh mindset, I'm gonna put Sonic Heroes in the beginning of B. Not as good as the top tier games, but no, just no. All right, and with that, Ryan Drummond's era came to an end. Next, we have the first game with my personal favorite Sonic voice actor, Jason Griffith, that being Shadow the Hedgehog. Oh, Shadow the Hedgehog. It suffers from the same story build-up as Heroes, where you have like different main stories. Not even that. There's another game I'm thinking of that has like these different branching paths you can take. I just can't think of what it is right now. But if I remember correctly, Shadow the Hedgehog has over 226 different paths you can go. You can go full evil, full hero, semi-hero, anti-hero, just normal. And every branching path has two endings, a hero and a dark side ending. Meaning you have to play through the game 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12 times. You have to do this all 12 times. And depending on if you want to mix it up a little bit, the only thing that redeems the game is the dialogue during the final boss fight against Black Doom, where Eggman says that, you know, Shadow has been like going through this whole phase like, who am I? Why am I here? And all this stuff. It's like, who's this Maria? And I don't know. It's just, you know, at the very end, Eggman finally comes clean and says, yeah, here, listen, you are the Shadow from, that my grandfather created. You are the Shadow, that fought against the Bio Lizard. I rescued you with one of my robots and I healed you, and that's why you suffer from amnesia and everything. And, technically, Shadow was supposed to die in Sonic Adventure 2. That's something not a lot of people know. But he was so well received that they rolled him back in to Sonic Heroes. So, and Shadow is also like, one of my favorite characters. And, I have some fond memories of this game. Gameplay-wise, it's just sad that it suffers from the same floatiness and everything that makes Heroes kind of bad. And the game is a lot... Well, I don't know. I wonder how long it would take for me to finish Heroes from start to finish, to the final boss, and Shadow the Hedgehog from start to finish. I could maybe time it, but I not really know. You will not see me do the Chaotix missions ever. Like, find crabs in Seaside Hill? No. No. Not me. No. Music-wise, not as good as Heroes either. It has some really good themes. Like Lost Ark, Sky Troops, Prison Lane. Where's the Prison Island? I don't remember. Yeah, it's just... I'm gonna put it in between Advance and Sonic CD. It is still a really fun game. You know, the branching paths mechanic is really interesting. And I also really liked the game, but it just... it's a chore to complete. Sonic CD is also really... well, if you know what you're doing, I guess. But still, collecting all the time crystals and destroying all the planned things in the past, it's just... why? Why make the game? No, it's just... I don't know, it's not for me. I do enjoy playing the game once in a while. I don't mind the gun mechanics in the game. But it's just... no. It's just too much. Alright, now I actually have no idea what came next. Was it Riders, Rush, 06, Rivals, or Secret Rings? It was one of them. But you know, let's just go with side story for now. Let's do Sonic Rivals first, because those games, I can group them both together. They're 2D racing games. They're both fundamentally the same, with two being a little bit different. I'm just gonna... There isn't even really that much of an OST that I remember from those games. Like, they're fun, but, you know, they could have done a Sonic R remake with modern Sonic in, like, on the PSP instead of Rivals. Would have been maybe better, but oh well. With that being said, I'm gonna put Rivals and Rivals 2 above, and gonna put them right there. I think that's okay. Yeah, that should be fine. Okay, next, Sonic and the Secret Rings. Oh, Sonic and the Secret Rings. Darkspine Sonic is really cool, not gonna lie. Not Super Sonic, but it's like a different kind of Super Sonic. Story-wise, I mean, it's just Sonic and the Arabian Nights, which is fine by me. Where it suffers a lot from are the controls. The game would re-release today with normal controls. I guess that would be a lot better. And I think the game is a lot more playable with the Wii Motion Plus instead of just a normal Wiimote. Other than that, the soundtrack is fan-freaking-tastic. We have like Let the Speed Mended, Unawakening Float, the final boss theme, Seven Rings in Hand. It's just the soundtrack to this game is just phenomenal. In terms of gameplay though, I think I'm gonna put it above Sonic CD, but below Shadow. Yeah, that should be fine. Sonic and the Black Knight, on the other hand. Ooh boy. Where am I gonna start with this? Crush 40 came back and did another fire main theme with Night of the Wind. Like, holy crap, that theme is so good. You have normal controls, not Wii, you know, like Wiimote controls, but you have actual controls. and you fling your Wiimote to swing your sword. Yes, Sonic has a sword in this game. Which is, you know, if Secret Rings was with the Arabian Nights, Black Knight is obviously the Tale of King Arthur. And the gameplay is great. I like it. I like it a lot. The OST, holy crap. The OST is probably one of the best during that time. It is so good. You have characters from Sonic Rush in 06 making cameos, like Blaze. And I think she's the only one. I don't think Silver is actually in the game. But you have Knuckles, you have Shadow. And also the plot twist at the end for the final boss is also a really welcome surprise. I think I'm gonna put Black Knight at the top of A. It's so close to being in S, but it's just barely too short. But just barely. Next, Sonic Riders. I'm sorry, but Sonic Riders is never serious. I really got into. It I don't know what it was, but I just could not grasp the controls. It just wasn't for me. It looked good. The story is, I guess, interesting with the Babylonians and everything. And I mean, it spawned 2 sequels, so hello. There was a market for that. Sadly, it just wasn't for me. I don't know how many people actually enjoyed Riders. I personally never played Zero Gravity or Free Riders. Because I also don't have an Xbox. So that's that. I'm gonna put them just... I mean, it doesn't really make that much of a difference where I put them. Because this is not in order, this is. But I'm gonna put Riders in B. I might change it maybe later, but as I said, just not for me. Okay, before we go to Rush, there's one more game we need to talk about. That is Sonic Chronicles: The Dark Brotherhood. Oh boy. Well, when the game first released, I liked it a lot. It was different, yes. It was difficult, yes. But my problem is I'm not the biggest fan of turn-based RPGs. I do enjoy them to some extent. Like Pokemon is actually the bare minimum. The story is... I don't know, I know the game is not canon. Or at least I don't think it is. I might be wrong. But gameplay-wise, it's just... I mean, I enjoyed it, but it's just trying so hard. I just have to put it in D, sorry. If that upsets anyone, the comments are open, tell me. Now, we're coming to the Sonic Rush series. Sonic Rush. The gameplay. I would say almost perfect. Almost perfect. It suffers from some questionable design choices here and there, but I mean, you have two characters that control somehow the same, but somehow don't. I mean, you can do tricks of ramps and everything, of springs, and I don't know, is Blaze faster than Zonic in Rush? I don't think she is. I can't remember. With that being said, it controls really well. The level layout is kind of whack sometimes, but for the most part it's really, really good. Soundtrack wise, they got the one, the only Hideki Naganuma, who did Jet Set Radio before, and let him make the entire soundtrack, and it is awesome. Hands down my favorite soundtrack of the entire series. It is really, really, really good. You have back to back. You have What You Need. You have Bomba Barbara. It's the soundtrack is so good, and well, some people would argue, and I don't know. It's probably my second favorite game of all time, just after one other game. So I would like to put it in S, but I know that would probably upset a lot of people. But personally speaking, I'm gonna put it just after 3. So that means this, if we go by places, this is 1, 2, 3, 4. What a coincidence. But yeah. Rush Adventure. Rush Adventure continues on with not Blaze getting into Sonic's world, but the other way around. Tails and Sonic end up in Blaze's dimension. Where they meet Marine the Raccoon, and they travel all over the seas. Actually, it's not like in Rush where you have to travel on a map. Like, you know, you just walk along the map. No. In Rush Adventure, you build specific boats that you need to get through different blockades and everything. Barricades, I don't know, whatever. And I don't know, the Chaos Emerald stages in Rush were really good. They were snappy and just awesome. Rush Adventure really, really, really made them not fun. You're on a jet boat and you have to race against a dude named Johnny. That's like the underling of the pirate boss, Captain Whiskers. It's not fun. They're really not fun. I just can't really get behind them. Gameplay wise, it improves a lot. Well, a little bit on Rush, but at the same time it kind of makes it not feel as good, you know, not as good. And for that reason, Rush Adventure gets below these two, between Sonic 2 and Sonic Advance 2. I really want to put it higher because I really like the Rush series with Blaze and everything. It's just... it did not... The music is also not as good. Because I think after Rush, Hideki Naganuma quit with Sega and became, well, his own standing musician. I might be wrong about that, don't quote me on that. But, yeah, it just wasn't as good. Now we're coming to a controversial topic. Sonic the Hedgehog 2006. What is there to say about this game? You have 3 different story perspectives. One from Sonic, one from Shadow, and one from the new character from the future, Silver the Hedgehog. This is also the time where they retconned Rush and made Blaze person from the future instead of a princess from an alternate dimension, which I really don't like, but okay, well. Gameplay wise, well, gameplay wise, a lot of people are based on one opinion, and that opinion is that it is one of the worst games of all time, which I have to say it is not. As you can see, there are a lot worse games on the list. A lot. First of all, the game was rushed. That's not a pun, it's the sad truth. The game was rushed badly to get out during the holidays. Loading times are sometimes atrocious, but it depends. Slowdowns are there as well, but for the most part, the characters control fairly well. Sonic has a really fluid movement, like he can do a spin kick and everything while drifting, while, you know, gliding and everything. Sliding, that's what I want to say. Shadow has like this chaos control power and can punch enemies and everything. And Silver has like telekinetic abilities that let him like take enemies and throw them at others, or pull up crates and just throw them. And he can also fly for a little while, which I think is also really fun. Occasionally you also get to play as different characters. You can play as Tails, as Knuckles. You can play as Blaze. You can play as Amy. You can play as Rouge. You can play as Omega, who I haven't even like mentioned during the Heroes segment. The OST is hands down really, 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 really good. It is really good. It is just a shame that the game suffers from a lot of bugs and glitches. Personally, I want to think that I want to overlook these, but as an outsider, I can also understand people not wanting to try not wanting to. I want to say play the game, but try to play the game. On the other hand, those are the same people that I despise because they haven't played a game and they tend to have their one opinion on the game, that being it's bad and I don't need to play it because it's bad, so I can trash talk the game because it's bad. But fundamentally, if you look beyond all the flaws the game has, this is the closest we've gotten to an Adventure 3. Let that sink in for a minute. So, I'm not gonna put it in D or C. I'm gonna put it in B. But where in B? I think I'm just gonna put it below Sonic Heroes. I personally would have liked to put it on the end of A, but a lot of people would be furious with me if I put it above Heroes. So I'm not gonna do that. I'm trying to be as objective as I can. You know, I do have played most of these games, as you can tell. I do have my own opinion on those games. And I do have my own personal tier list on which games I think are better and worse. But I'm not gonna bring that up in here right now because, yeah, that's my opinion on these games is a hot take. That's why I'm trying to do this and see if the community would agree on a lot of these with me or not. Yeah. Controversial take. Well, another controversial take. Sonic Unleashed. Sonic Unleashed is probably my favorite game of all time. I love this game. This game is... The day stages are perfect. They could do with a lot less 2D sections, but I think the game is... You have a great opening by Marza Studios. It's the Unleashed opening is one of the best openings to a Sonic game to this day. To this day. Gameplay. Sonic controls perfect in the stages. He is just wow. Just, you know, you have this upgrade mechanic and he can get so freaking fast in this game. It's incredible. The night stages are okay, I think. A lot of people don't like them. It breaks the pace. It destroys the game. As someone who liked to play a lot of collectathon games like Ratchet & Clank, Jak and Daxter, and also played a lot of the old God of War games, I don't really mind the gameplay of the Werehog all that much. I mean, it is there for a reason. The Werehog is a lot bigger. Sonic, he can't run that fast anymore. I still think that the stretched arms are a bit much. But I don't mind it too much. As an outsider, it might be like, why is Sonic so slow? Why can't he do the thing now? And why do I have to play this? The Sun and Moon medals make this game also really not too fun because you have to actively look for most of these. And the different acts unlock with a different amount of medals. Yeah, I can see why some people don't like the pacing of the game, but gameplay wise, it's really good. It's really good. Even the Werehog, the battle stages, the boss battles and everything, they're super fun. So if we talk about music, yeah, music is top tier. We have Windmill Isle, we have Rooftop Run, we have Arid Sands, we have Jungle Joyride, we have a lot more. And the boss themes. Holy crap, the boss themes. The fight against Perfect Dark Gaia has to probably go down in one of my favorite boss themes of all time. Polaris was awesome. Yeah. But Dark Gaia is just, it's just up here, you know. If we're going from here to here, Dark Gaia is just a step above. So I'm going to put Sonic Unleashed not in S. I really want to put it in S, but I'm just gonna put it in A. It barely didn't make it into S. And it really pains me. I really want to put it up here, but no, we're not doing that. Goody. We only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 games left. So, don't know how long this is actually taking right now. Probably in like 2 hours. I might cut some stuff out in between. We'll see. We're gonna continue with the first game. Mr. Roger Craig Smith voiced Sonic in, and for me it was a painful day to learn that my favorite voice actor actually got replaced, and it's still to this day really painful. His voice work in Frontiers was just horrendous. He tried so hard to give Sonic this deep voice, and it was so cringe sometimes. It just, no. But Sonic Colors, I don't know. Colors was fun, I guess. It was the first time you were actually able to play a Super Sonic in stages again. You just had to collect all those stupid red rings that have persisted to this day. Yes, red rings are a thing. I don't know if they've been a thing before, but in Colors, they made their first appearance, I think, and they have been a thing ever since. It's... I don't know, man. While I think the game is fun, at the same time it's also not really fun, because some of the stages are like really quick, and some I don't know, some are really unfair, like slow side scrollers and everything, and the OST is also not as good in my opinion. I mean, we have like Tropical Resort, we have Planet Wisp, we have Sweet Mountain, we have Asteroid Coaster, we have Terminal Velocity. All really good tracks, but at the same time, they're just missing something specific. And it's not like it makes the game makes it so that I like the game a lot less because of it. You can get through the game in like 3 hours or so. The game is really quick to beat. But I don't know, with the recent release of Sonic Colors Ultimate to celebrate Roger's reprisal of Sonic, I don't know, the game, I don't know, the remix tracks are not as good as the original tracks, and the original tracks were sometimes, I think my favorite tracks from this game really have to be Tropical Resort, Starlight Carnival, Planet Wisp, Sweet Mountain, Asteroid Coaster, and Terminal Velocity. They all have different music for different acts. Some are better, some are worse. The final boss fight is the first appearance of the what's going to be dubbed as the End Egg Boss robot. It's they reused the boss in Generations. They reused the boss in Lost World. They reused the boss in Forces, in Colors. So that's 4 times this boss has appeared. Not as it is, but in a different just in with different appearances. That's what I wanted to go with. For that reason, I am going to put Colors below Unleashed and Black Knight, but above the other games. While it's good, it has its flaws. It's... yeah. Let's just go with that. Alrighty, before we get to the big celebration, we are going to go over the Sonic 4 games. Sonic 4 Episode 1 was supposed to be a trilogy of games, but the first game flopped really hard. Even though it tried to please the classic Sonic fans for the first time. I personally don't mind it too much, while some of the controls are, just walking up slopes really slowly and just, it's a bit whack sometimes. But for what it is, I think it's really fun. You can play as Super Sonic once you collect all Chaos Emeralds. And it is technically a redo of Sonic 1, just with different zones and everything. You have Splash Hill, you have the Casino Zone, you have a Labyrinth Zone, you have a Scrap Brain Zone, and they're not named like that, obviously, but that's just the level themes that just come to mind. Music-wise, Splash Hill is, I think, probably the most known song from this game that most people know. And they actually reused a song from 3D Blast in this game as Eggman's boss theme, which is really funny. But overall, the game ends with a Deathleg Robo fight from Sonic 2. And where am I gonna put it? I'm obviously gonna put it above Sonic 1, the original. I'm gonna put it between Fighters and CD, because while it did some things good, like homing attack and everything, it does have its flaws, which I personally don't mind. But yeah, let's just keep it that way. And then a couple of years later, Sonic 4 Episode 2 released, and Sonic got his sidekick Tails back. We have a new team mechanic where Tails and Sonic can roll into a ball together and do a super spin dash, or they can fly in the air together. I think it's really fun. And I also like a lot of the themes more than in the original games. Like, this game has its own Oil Ocean-esque and level, and there's like Sylvania Castle, and the Death Egg Mark II has to be my favorite theme from the entire game. It's just so good. The final boss theme as well. Gameplay wise, they improved a lot on what Sonic 1 built, but at this point a lot of people were so turned off at this point that they scrapped the third installment completely and just never did episode 3, sadly. But I think episode 2 improved a lot on what episode 1 did. And for that reason, I am going to put it... Where am I going to put it? I'm going to put it below Sonic 06 and Heroes. I wanted to put it in A because it also brings back Little Planet and Metal Sonic. But that's what it. Oh, and you can actually play the old stages with Metal Sonic as Metal Sonic. Like you run through reverse order through the games. First, episode 2, episode 1's level, and it's fun. It's a lot of fun. Okay, and here we are, Sonic's 20th anniversary game, Sonic Generations. I love this game. I love this game a whole lot. It nearly perfected what Unleashed build and colors somewhat mirrored on, but I mean, it's just a celebration of the best of the best, so it's obviously, yeah, it's obvious. But I don't know, I mean, Classic Sonic was fine. He was still fine at this point in time. It's just that when the whole ports of Sonic 1, 2, and 3 for mobile, Steam, and everything happened, a lot of people were really unsatisfied with these. And the outcry for Classic Sonic's return was really big, which I still don't get to this point, to this day, but well, I guess you do you. That said, Generations doesn't really bring anything new content-wise. It just remixes stages from Sonic's past and rearranges them in a way. Like we have Green Hill Zone, obviously. We have Chemical Plant, we have Sky Sanctuary, we have Speed Highway, we have City Escape, we have Seaside Hill, we have Crisis City, we have Rooftop Run, and we have Planet Wisp. All really good picks from the game prior to it. But where am I gonna put Sonic Generations? It's really hard because I would like to put it above 3 and Knuckles because I think it controls... Nah. I really want to, but I'm not going to. I'm gonna put Generations in A, but I'm gonna put it above Unleashed. It barely didn't make it into A. Barely. But yeah, that's that already. Now we're coming to Sonic Runners. Sonic Runners is a 3D game where Sonic runs automatically. You know, Nintendo stole the idea and made Super Mario Run, which is just not as fun as Sonic Runners was. There's just really 1 or 2 themes in the game. You have a lot of characters to play from, which technically all control the same. Sonic Runners is fine. I'm gonna put it at the end of B. It's nothing too major, but it's also not really... I mean, it has its own little story, but it's just... Nah, whatever. Okay, now we're coming to Sonic Lost World. The first comparison people did was with Mario Galaxy, and like, it's like Mario Galaxy. Sega copied Lost Galaxy, which is not true because there was this other game, I think it's called Sonic Extreme, that tried to do stuff like this first. But it got cancelled. But Nintendo people will always be like that. They're always gonna be like, oh, well, look, it's popular, so Sega copied it. Lost World. I really liked the game when it came out. Like, I played it on the Wii U, and it was really fun. Maybe it was because I played it on PC again, but I remembered the game controlling a lot better. It was not as fun as I remember it being, to be honest. And I don't know, it... I mean, the themes are good. You have Windy Hill, you have like the Sea Bottom Segway or whatever it's called. I don't know. The Deadly Six felt like Saturday or Sunday morning cartoon villains of sort of, and I don't know. Sonic controlled also kind of weird in the game. I liked it a lot. Maybe I should go back and give it another chance. yeah, music-wise, it's okay, I guess. But I don't know. Where am I gonna put it? I mean, a lot of people said that Lost World was the first step into a right direction for Sonic, but they say this every time a game releases. I don't know, I'm gonna put it in between... I'm gonna put it in between 4 and R, just because, while it was fun, it was definitely not as fun as any of the other games above them, so that's that. Okay, let's get the... one of the most hated games out before anything else. Sonic Boom, Rise of Lyric. Sonic got a redesign, and Amy, Tails and Knuckles as well. They made Knuckles dumb. Here I come. Tougher than the rest of them, the best of them, tougher than Knuckles. They call me Knuckles. Unlike Knuckles, I don't chuckle. I rather flex my knuckles. Story-wise, I like the direction that we're going in. If I'm gonna be honest, I like this whole new villain, but Eggman still being there. We have Shadow showing up. We have Metal Sonic showing up. So it's somewhat a continuity, but somehow a new start. I'm gonna be honest, I enjoyed my time with the game. A lot of people don't like it because, oh look, it's like it's so bad, it's so glitchy, you can do this and that. But you know, you can say that about every game. People praise Super Mario 64 because it's such a good classic, but you can excuse me, you can cheese your way through the game with 0 stars. Let that sink in. Why is it that we agree that everything Nintendo does is okay, even if it has major glitches, but if Sonic does something like that, that it's immediately, like, universally agreed on that it's bad, which it is not. I mean, they did change up how Sonic controls. They made it more like, I guess, more like how Sonic Frontiers somehow works in a bit, if I can do that comparison. For that reason, I have to say that I am gonna put Sonic Boom into A. Hear me out. Story-wise and gameplay-wise, it is... I think it's fun. If you have 4 people and do multiplayer, it is really fun. It is really, really fun, trust me. On the other hand, it is probably the weakest when it comes to music. It has some good tracks in it, but it doesn't have this specific Sonic music feel to it. Like, if you watch the animated TV show Sonic Boom, when you get to Bygone Island, there plays like this very serene music that's like really calming and everything. And also like the boss theme against Shadow and Lyric. I think they're pretty up there. They're not as good as any of the others. Like Solaris is awesome. What I'm Made Of, awesome. But well, okay, let me do this. I'm gonna put Heroes and 06 in A, but I'm gonna put Sonic Boom in B. I think that should be better. Shattered Crystal was a 2D prequel or its own thing. I don't really remember it. I only beat it once and that was like years ago. I mean, it's mostly 2D, while Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric was like a 3D platformer and everything. Sonic Boom Shattered Crystal felt more like a your typical 2D Sonic game, but at the same time, it also suffered major. It lagged. The game lagged and it was not optimized well. I don't really remember much of the story aside from that it was really tedious to sometimes clear some of the areas. So Shattered Crystal is going at the bottom of B tier. Fire and Ice, on the other hand, improved a lot on what the foundation for Shattered Crystal was. Music-wise, I guess there were some good themes in the game, but I can't think of any right now, so Fire and Ice, I'm gonna put it above. Guess I'm gonna put it here. Because Sonic CD has some. All these games have way more memorable tracks. These technically as well. But I just think that Fire and Ice are a lot snappier in control style than all of the others. So we're gonna stick with that. And with that, we have only 3 games left. Now I'm gonna piss off a lot more people. Remember how I praised Sonic Generations for being the best of the best that Sonic had to offer? Well, Sonic Mania is technically the same, but just for 2D Sonic. And it wasn't even... Well, it was made by Sega, but it was made in cooperation with Christian Whitehead. And you could technically call Sonic Mania Sonic Generations Mania. I mean, you have some new zones like the Studiopolis, and you also have the Press Garden zone. But most of the zones are just Stardust Speedway, Chemical Plant. You have Lava Reef Zone. I don't know. I personally don't think that Mania is as good as people say it is. For that reason, I am going to... Well, music is another topic. Music is really good in this game because they're not using the beep boop remixes, but like actual remixes. I'm gonna put Sonic Mania below Colors. Yeah, I think that's fine. Oh boy. Okay, here we go. Sonic Forces. Well, I am guilty of finding pleasure with this game since I have platinumed this game twice. Well, not platinumed, but I finished the game 100% twice. I got all the trophies, all the collectibles, and everything for this game. So I actually enjoyed this game quite a lot. What most people like about this game is that well, first of all, you have your own avatar that you can create, which is really cool. And not everyone wants his OG well, not everyone wants their OC to be a hedgehog. While I think they could have gone with a lot more animals in comparison to what we have in game. Like, we don't have monkeys, we don't have echidnas, which, I mean, it makes sense since Knuckles is the last one, but still. I still think that the game is fun for what it is. It is a chore to complete 100%, I give it that. The story is whack. They introduced chaos and never used chaos except this one in this one cutscene where Classic Sonic comes from Mania and got retconned as the Sonic from the other dimension instead of from the past, which still makes me angry to this day. Zavok returns, Metal Sonic returns with a remix of Stardust Speedway US. Why? I have no idea. But oh well. Infinite, while most people think he's pathetic and the weakest villain, period, I like him. I mean, his personal gripe with Shadow was like, I mean, it is kind of pathetic, yes, but his theme, bro, his theme is so good. Like, hands down, Infinite's theme is so good. So is Fist Bump. Fist Bump is really nice. I don't like what they did with Classic Sonic's music. It sounds really bad. And Classic Sonic also really controls bad, like really bad. But as I remember, Classic Sonic was a last minute inclusion. That's why he feels kind of pushed in. Or forced in, if you wanna go that way. On the other hand, Sonic is missing his drift. That is something Forces would benefit a lot from. Sonic can still boost, he can stomp. He has fundamentally all the same moves he had in previous games. But he now boosts, and his boost has like this arc, you know, like when he jumps. And when normally when you do a homing attack or a boost, you would fly straight in line and slowly go down. Here it's like he boosts and he goes slightly up. And I don't like that. It's the same in Frontiers, and I really don't like how that works. And for that reason, I'm going to put forces into B, but I'm barely about to include it in A rank, but I think B is still fine. Should still be fine. Yeah, it's looking good. Okay, and finally, the last game. Well, technically there is 2 more, but I wouldn't really put Sonic Origins in because we already have all the games in separately, and they like wiped all the original games from all the stores, and that's like the worst decision Sega has ever made. So we're not gonna talk about Origins right now. But Team Sonic Racing. Team Sonic Racing feels like Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing transformed without the transforming. And it has like a team thing with how Heroes worked. Sorry about that. It is fine for the most part. Gameplay wise, it controls really well. Music wise, top notch, top remixes for all the tracks, and also for the new ones. I mean, heck, we have for the first time we have a Cool Edge remix. Like, wow. We also have Market Street, which is a Rooftop Run remix. Great, better than what we got in Generations. As far as racing games go, I still think that All-Stars Racing Transformed is better, but that's not on the list because it's technically a Sega game and not a separate Sonic game. When it comes to racing games, I think I'm gonna do the Team Sonic Racing the honor and put it into S rank, because it's, if we're talking about Sonic racing games, it's definitely the best. But for the most part, I think I am happy with this list. Would I change anything? Let me check real quick. Not an S rank and not an A rank. B. I think I'm gonna keep the list as it is for now. Frontiers. If I were to include Frontiers, where would I put Frontiers? Well, as I said, Frontiers feels like an evolution from Forces. It includes some gameplay elements, I would say, from Rise of Lyric. It is definitely enjoyable. I would probably put I would probably put it in between Black Knight and Unleashed. It is definitely better than Forces. While Forces wasn't a bad game either, it was just badly written and some questionable gameplay choices. But for the most part, I really enjoyed Frontiers. I've actually went back finishing the first island today, and I'm planning on 100%ing it. Really fun. Only thing I don't like about Forces is that you don't have a chance to rebattle the Titans, or like a boss rush or anything. Other than that, I don't really want to spoil anything because I know a lot of people haven't played the game yet, so I'm gonna keep it that way. And yeah, let me make this a bit bigger. And with that, the Sonic tier list is done. I'm trying to be as objective as I can be. There's still some personal bias in here. So I wouldn't call it... Well, I'm still gonna call the video the ultimate tier list, but I don't really... but wouldn't call it the universally accurate tier list because everyone still has their own opinion, and that's perfectly fine. And yeah, that's it. Tell me in the comments down below if you would agree on my placement of games, if you would change things up. Remember to please be civil, because if you're going to be an asshole towards me, expect me to be an asshole towards you as well. And if you piss me off, that's that. Other than that, I wanted to do this for the longest time, so I've finally come around to doing it. And yeah, that's my tier list on how I think an outsider would maybe... Well, I don't know. I've tried my best. Let's just say that like that. Anyways, yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching, and please be nice, be civil, don't be an asshole. I don't really want to ban people or just block people, because remember, everyone has their own opinion. That is perfectly fine. If you don't agree, then tell me that you don't agree. Tell me why you don't agree, and I'll comment and answer every question and every comment will be answered. So with that, thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, take care of yourselves, and bye bye. Zonic out.